Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. Now what we're going to work on is structural alignment for Wing Chun. Now we'll start from the ground. If you lean your body weight forward until your toes start to grab and activate balance, this grabbing and pulling in of balance is the basic feeling that you want to have on your toes all the time. So when you sink into your stance, your toes increase stability by grabbing the ground. So the toes hook in, and as it hooks in, I want you to slightly hollow your arch. So just open the arch up and check your ankle alignment. So if you collapse your arch, your ankles will cross a line, be out of alignment. Hollow the arch, they'll go into alignment. If you excess hollow, then they go out of alignment again. So you've got to find that central line for your ankle. When you find that central line, your toes are grabbing, the blade is nicely balanced on the ground, the heel is centered, and I want you to rock to the inside of the heel, outside of the heel, inside of the heel, and find the center of the heel. And this will help align your ankle as well. The knee should never pin in. You don't want any inward pinning forces because this destabilizes your structure. On a superficial level, people go, well, if you do this goat pinning stance where you pull in, it locks your hip in place and it grounds you. This actually isn't true. What it does is it makes your center rise up, so when someone touches you, they can find your center very easily because there's tension in your body. So what I want you to do is just to relax and let your hip, your knee, your ankle just relax onto the ground. Now we're going to rotate the pelvis forward, rotate the pelvis backwards, and just find that central point. Best to get onto a power rack, pick up a bar, and then hold some weight, and then rotate forward and backward till you find that center of gravity of your pelvis, and your lower back will just lock into position and feel strong when you're in the right place. If you lean up against the wall, put your butt on the wall and your upper back on the wall, there should be about a 1 to 2 finger gap between your lower back and the wall, and you just need to find this within yourself. Doubling up your body weight by having a bar, a very easy way to find your strength and your structure. From there, the midpoint of the scapula and the upper back, we want to just hollow the chest ever so slightly and push that out. What that does, visually you can't see much, but it transfers force from the shoulder onto your hands. So if a force comes in here, if I'm rounded slightly, it'll go into my other hand. If I'm squared, it'll disconnect my shoulders. So I've got to soften down and just hollow the chest, round the back ever so slightly. And it's not a big visible thing, it's a feeling thing, that you can transfer force one hand to the other hand efficiently. The shoulder should roll and hang, the elbow should hang, and the wrist should drop and hang. So the bridges, all the joints are dropping down, connecting to gravity. Now there's 2 energetic levels where your elbow alignment happens. So the first is on the physical vital. When you're stretching the fascia out and working vitally, you're connecting a kinetic load through your body, so you want to drop your elbow and pinch your knee and elbow together to create this ground path. When you slow the energy down, move into the astral feeling, the elbow suspends and floats. And when you have the floating elbow, you're grounding yourself in the feeling of energy rather than grounding yourself in the fascia connection to the earth. So as your internal skill builds, your root is in the chi. It's in the feeling of energy. It's in the feeling of this buoyant quality. And then when someone pushes on you, you relax their energy into that buoyant quality. You don't take it to the ground. You don't take it to the center. You take it into the feeling of the energy. And if I was to vitally breathe, my elbow would drop and connect. If I connect to the feeling of chi or the astral feeling, my elbow would rise slightly. And that rising is just the way the body releases when you're inside of an astral feeling. Your elbows aren't acting upon gravity and moving downwards. Your body is much more in a feeling of energy and following the feeling of the energy. Okay, on the back of the neck, there's a occipital point. I just want you to tuck your chin in ever so slightly and push that point out. When you push that point out, the energy conducting down from your head, down your body, is much more efficient. So if your chin's in, you get hit, the energy shoots straight down your body. If your chin's out, like a lot of Wing Chun people push the head forward and you get hit, the the energy isn't going to transfer into the body, it's going to reverberate in the brain and knock you out. So never put your chin forward. Pull the chin in, tuck, and keep this inward alignment, and it gives you much more strength in your neck, much more connected mass. And you'll find that if you're tucked in, you just put pressure on the hairline, you'll automatically feel connected to the ground. But if you push your head out, it'll build pressure on your neck. So if you're in the right place and you have someone push on your hairline, you'll feel it just connect straight into your spine and down into the ground. Much better position to be in. Now the neck should have a upward stretch inside that as well. Okay, the crown should have an upward stretch through the neck and just feeling of being pulled up, and this allows for better circulation. All right, so the shoulder, elbow, wrist alignment will change according to feeling. So the vital, sink the elbow, stretch the fingers. When you move the feeling of chi, your fingers release and your elbow floats ever so slightly. So depending on the nature of your skill level, depending on whether you've been doing the internal training for a while, as to which one of these structural alignments you're going to be working with. Okay, so for power generation in the beginning, we're squeezing the hip-rib connection, and as we squeeze the core, we can pull all the joints into the core, and this allows you to generate your body connection to produce force. As you do this, we have two models. We have a beginner's model that works from ground path, relax foot, ankle, calf, knee up the body, and to get a nice clean feeling of, okay, this is where my body alignment is. And the advanced method is everything stays in the core. So you check your line by relaxing from the foot up to the hand and up to the crown. And then once you have the alignment nice and clean, everything expands and contracts from center. So you produce all the forces from here. So if you're teaching a person to align their body, they can only really put them on one body part at a time. So you get a person to feel their foot, grab the toes, feel the ankle align, relax and sink, feel the calf muscle, feel the knee alignment, relax and sink, feel the quad and hamstring, relax and sink, feel the hip and so forth, and work up the body to align the body to the ground. Once that connectivity and alignment's clean, then you work from the core and you start applying the principles of connecting from the core. Okay, I hope that helps with your getting your structure better. Thanks for your time, and see you on the next video.